Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brandon. Welcome back to Marotta Media. Well, here we are yet again. We have reached the end of yet another year. I've already made my video going over the worst movies of the year, so now it's time to get a little bit more positive. In this video, I'll be going over what I believe to be the best movies of the year. I thought 2022 was a stacked year for movies, and as a result, there were so many movies that I did not want to leave off of my list. So in this video, I will be going over what I believe to be the top 30 movies of the year. Disclaimer, this is my list. This is my opinion. These are the movies that I thought were the best this year. And another thing before we get started, I will be going from 30 to 11 as quickly as possible. I will not be getting into my full thoughts until we get into the top 10. So without further ado, let's get started. These movies rocked. These are the 30 best movies of 2022. Starting us off at the bottom at number 30 is the Predator prequel Prey. Try saying that 5 times fast. At 29, I have one of the most depressing yet uplifting movies of the year on the count of 3. At 28, I have the Knives Out sequel Glass Onion. At 27, I have the basketball drama starring Adam Sandler, Hustle. At 26, I have BJ Novak's Vengeance. At 25, I have Aftersun. At 24, I have the sequel in an unexpected trilogy and one of the most underappreciated lead performances of the year, Pearl. 23 is held by the cutest movie of the year, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. 22, I have Brendan Fraser's comeback performance in The Whale. At 21, I have one of the most original and fun horror movies that I have seen in years, Barbarian. At 20, I have the murder mystery that also serves as a commentary on Gen Z, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. At 19, I have Scream, or Scream 6. This might be an unpopular opinion, but all of the Scream movies have been good. At 18, I have what started that unexpected trilogy in X. At 17, I have Jackass Forever, the best and funniest Jackass movie to date. At 16, I have the Netflix documentary Genius, a Kanye trilogy. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention this in this video. I do not condone or support anything that Kanye has said over the last few months. The things that he has said have been absolutely abhorrent and ridiculous. But I consider myself to be a compassionate person, and as a fan of him and his music, I really hope to see him get the help that he gets because it is very clear that he is not mentally well. But regardless of your feelings on Kanye, this is an incredible documentary. The amount of footage that they have in this thing that show his upbringing and seeing him perform incredible hits that we love today, like Through the Wire and Jesus Walks, is amazing to watch. At 15, I have one of the funniest movies of the year, Triangle of Sadness. At 14, I have the best animated movie of the year, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. At 13 is the cannibal coming-of-age story, Bones and All. At 12 is Robert Eggers' The Northman, his third film and his third banger. And at 11, just missing my top 10, is one of the most surprising movies of the year in The Menu. Well, those were my picks for the best movies of the year from 30 to 11. Now let's get into the top 10. At number 10, I have a movie that I feel some people will be surprised by it being this high, and that was the documentary Fire of Love. In this documentary, we follow the married couple Katya and Maurice Kraft, 2 volcanologists who travel the world to study volcanoes. And this is just such a beautiful story about passion and loving something so much that you're willing to put your life at risk for it. And most of this movie's footage is from the Krafts themselves before their tragic death, and the footage that they got of these volcanoes is some of the most stunning amateur footage you will ever see. I was enamored by this movie. I really think that I could just sit and watch videos of volcanoes erupting and lava flowing for hours. I feel like this movie flew under a lot of people's radars. Please do yourself a favor and check it out. It's on Disney Plus right now. At number 9, I have the Tollywood hit RRR. I know I might get some flack for having this movie this low, but honestly, I just watched it the other day, and I can tell why this movie was as acclaimed as it is, because it was awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that has such an amazing blend of so many different genres, and it does all of them beautifully. RRR is a great buddy comedy, it's a great action movie, it's a great historical drama, and it's a great musical? It does so many different things, and it does all of them so well. It never felt like this movie was 3 hours long. It just flew by. And since I watched it, I have not been able to get Natu Natu out of my head. That song is a banger, and that is one of the best scenes of the year. At number 8, I have what I know will be a controversial pick, Damien Chazelle's Babylon. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This movie was awesome, and I loved every second of it. Babylon is a 3-hour thrill ride that never lets up from the beginning. Babylon is a love letter to cinema and filmmaking, while simultaneously being a scathing critique of Hollywood as a whole. And I can understand why people wouldn't like this movie because it is a bit too long, but I just love Chazelle's ambition with this thing. His direction is absolutely remarkable. The performances all around are incredible. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Diego Calva, they all knock it out of the park. And also, this movie might have the best score of the year. I have been listening to it nonstop since I saw this movie. Justin Hurwitz is a master, and I hope that score wins for Best Original Score at the Oscars. At number 7, I have the Netflix original All Quiet on the Western Front. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be the best war movie since Saving Private Ryan. And there's been some great war movies over the years, but none have really captured the essence of war like this one did. Seeing the evolution of our central characters begin this movie as adolescent boys who love their country and are excited to go to war, to these hardened, cynical soldiers by the end of it, is amazing and heartbreaking. And this movie shows the war from all angles, from the negotiations to end it, to the battles themselves, to the everyday hardships of the soldiers being homesick and the mental toll this war is taking on them. And also, this movie has the best cinematography of the year, without question. At number 6, I have The Banshees of Inisherin, one of the saddest and funniest movies of the year. Seriously, this movie had me on the verge of tears so many times, and then a few minutes later, it would have me laughing hysterically. The acting by the entire ensemble is Oscar-worthy. Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, Carrie Condon, and Barry Keoghan are all immaculate in this movie. And this movie actually ponders the question of one of my biggest fears in life. What if your best friend or someone you're very close to just woke up one day and suddenly decided they did not want you to be in their life anymore? And if you've ever pondered that question yourself, The Banshees of Inisherin has an answer for you. It sucks. At number 5, I have the third film from one of the best horror directors working today, Jordan Peele's Nope. Nope is easily Peele's most layered and challenging movie to date. Much like Babylon, this movie is a critical allegory on how the movie industry will literally chew you up and spit you out. The metaphor that Jordan Peele used in this movie, I personally found to be genius, and I don't know how he even thought of it. An alien movie that also critiques Hollywood for forgetting the pioneers that helped shape what the industry is now is just amazing. And like Jordan Peele's previous movies, this film is also hilarious, and it contains some of the best and most haunting imagery of all of his movies. I cannot wait to see what Jordan Peele does next. At number 4 is a movie that I feel like a lot of people forgot to put on their lists this year, Top Gun: Maverick. Now, I've been critical of a lot of very unnecessary sequels this year. And after all of the numerous delays that this movie had faced, I was worried that it would fall into that category of unnecessary sequels. But I'm so happy to say that I was absolutely wrong, because Top Gun Maverick is better than its predecessor in every conceivable way. In the original Top Gun, Maverick is portrayed as this pompous asshole who is very difficult to like. So seeing him develop as a character not wanting to repeat the mistakes he made in his past was an absolute joy to watch. And also, unlike the first movie, it actually felt like there were stakes to this film, like there were actually people in danger who could die at any moment. And on top of that, the cinematography, the sound design, the editing, those scenes where they're flying the jets, some of the most entertaining stuff you will see all year. This is how legacy sequels should be done. Make more legacy sequels like this. At number 3, I have what is easily the best comic book movie of the year, The Batman. The Batman brings a whole new spin to the character of Batman that the previous movies have never done. This never felt like your average superhero movie. This felt more like an investigative thriller made by David Fincher, with a lot of moments very reminiscent of Zodiac and Seven. It also contains probably the best portrayal of Gotham City that we have ever seen in a Batman movie. The city looks so grimy and dirty, just a place that you would never want to be in. And it really sold the aesthetic that this is a crime-ridden hellhole. And something else the Batman did that I really appreciated is that every single character was integral to the plot. None of them are wasted or feel unimportant. And on top of that, all of them were perfectly cast. I can't wait to see what they do with this universe, since DC isn't doing much else with the DC Extended Universe. Too soon? At number 2, I have the latest masterpiece from Steven Spielberg himself, The Fabelmans. Steven Spielberg is the latest director to jump on this trend of making a movie about their childhood, and he might have made the best one so far. The Fabelmans is such an honest look at the innocence of childhood and chasing your dreams, and how those dreams are not always what they are cracked up to be. This movie has been criticized as Oscar bait, but at no point did I ever feel that way while watching it. Spielberg is so far into his career, I seriously doubt that at this point in his life he is going to make a very personal and cathartic film just for awards. This is his best movie in years, and it shows that this man has not lost his edge. I've heard rumblings that this could be his final movie, and I really hope it isn't, but if it is, he couldn't have gone out on a better note. But without question, my favorite movie of the year goes to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Since I saw this movie in March, it has held my top spot, and I knew it would be very difficult for something to top it. A huge reason that I love this movie so much is because no other movie this year made me feel like this one did. The day I saw it, I was kind of having a shitty day. It was a rough day at work, and I just had a lot on my mind. But then when I went to the theater and saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, I completely forgot about everything around me. This movie's title is perfect because it literally does have everything. Incredible acting, memorable characters, amazing action sequences, and a raccoon that cooks. What more do you want? These are the types of movies that we really need to be supporting. We need more movies like this. And I'm so happy that this movie was a financial success and that it's getting all of the praise that it is. And this might not come as a surprise, but I really hope to see this movie win Best Picture in a few months because it absolutely deserves it. Well, that's it, everybody. Those are what I believe to be the best movies of 2022. If you guys agree with my list, if you disagree with my list, please let me know. Comment down below. I'd love to know. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. If you want to see my best and worst list of 2021, I will link those right over here. Other than that, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope you all have an amazing and safe New Year, and I will see you all in 2023.